All right. Today I'm going to talk about ladies of the coastal region in Mombasa. That is, this video is inspired by my friends. So I was walking around town and I bumped into two of my friends. One of them I studied with him in high school, and we met, and he told me like they are here just having a fun. And that time when we met, it was the second day of their stay here in Mombasa. And surprisingly, the other one told me like we're here looking for girls, the coastal region girls. So it was like coastal region girls, and you've left a lot of beautiful girls in the mainland, in Nairobi and other cities. So why should you just come in Mombasa just to look for girls? It doesn't beat logic here. So he said like ladies of this region are kind of good. They look good. They're so beautiful than uh, the mainland ladies. So no, I tend to differ with that opinion, but in my own perspective, coastal region girls or ladies seem to have kept their culture intact rather than the mainland ladies who have deviated away from their main culture, of which I understand one thing about African man or the Kenyan man in general. We tend to have or to want this kind of ladies who are dignified. I don't I know this is going to arise a lot of questions and a lot of topic here. Dignified ladies, and mostly dignified ladies are the ones who have conserved their culture, or maybe they're the ones who are brought up in a right way. But ladies going to ask men whether the men themselves are dignified. That's a question for the other day or for another day, I don't know. But I understand that women or African men and whatever was in their conscience when we were talking about this is that men of Kenyan origin want the dignified ladies, and this is only these are the ladies who have kept their culture. You are going to ask about what about the Maasai girls? Maasai girls. What about yeah, we're going to talk about the Kikuyu girls. No, here we're going to speak about tribe because it's all about preferences of which ladies have their cultures intact. Now, going back to the main topic of today, these men were looking for girls here in Mombasa. I had one or two tips to give them for them to succeed in their mission, but it seems like they didn't do an upfront research on what you're supposed to do before they come to Mombasa. And it's not only in Mombasa, in any other region. If you prefer women from specific societies, there is one or two things that you have to learn about those societies and how you're going to venture in, how you're going to bond with that society in order to get the best of your the best of your wish. But for them, look like Mombasa is considered to be a tourism region. So apart from being coming to sightsee and coming to kind of explore the region, they were also coming to find girls, and this was out of topic. Why am I talking about that? Because I've stayed in this region, and I may give them one or two ways of finding ladies from Mombasa. And it's not Mombasa is a bit of it's a metropolitan region, just like Nairobi. And you can't just tell me like someone from Nairobi coming to Mombasa just looking for nice ladies doesn't beat logic, because Mombasa, Nairobi is a metropolitan made of ladies from the same coastal region and other region of in Kenya, all in Nairobi. And if you want good girls, still there, especially if you're an academia or you are in a university or college, and you mingle with these people every day and you're able to make good choice. Although I understand if you're learning or studying in Mombasa colleges, you you're open to meet the best of the culture. This and seemingly, and maybe luckily, you can meet Tanzanian here in Mombasa, Tanzania girls. Let's speak about these girls from Mombasa. You know, when you talk about coastal girls, we are speaking about girls from different communities. Remember the one big community of the Mijikenda, which means the nine community of the Mijikenda. That is the biggest community here in Mombasa, and they contribute to the residents of these the original residents of the coastal region. And then we have the Taita girls, Taita Taveta girls or Taita girls from the hills. And then we have apart from the Taita girls, and then we have a few races from other like the Somali, and then we the Gabra, and then we have got which other tribe? We also got the Swahili community, which is in between the coastal region community, that is the Mijikenda, and the Tanzanians or the Arab. So that is a mixture of the two, the Swahili. Now, if say like you are serious in terms of wanting to date a lady from here at the coastal region, what you have to do is first of all to know which community you like most. Either out of the nine community of the Mijikenda, which community do you really love most? Their way of life, and possibly whether they are learned or not. This is a question for another day, because I've mingled with them. I understand those who have pursued academic and others who are still not. And then we have to understand their cultures as well, how they operate. And let me draw this draft well. For a serious man from upcountry, that is from the mainland, whether in Eldoret, Nairobi, Nakuru, Kisumu, and one thing that I like is just in Mombasa, since it's a more metropolitan region, we've got all these other tribes that is from the mainland. We have got Luos here, we have got Kalenjins here. Many do come for academic, or many do come for business purposes, and others are students. So we've got all of them, and we mingle them. So if you are for the first time arriving here and your main agenda is that you want to have a lady from this side, first of all, you have to not to come in a day or two like a tourist. You're coming for like a day or two or even a week. You might go back without even having spoken to one. Yeah, it is very evident, open. You can go back even without speaking to anyone, any lady. But if you're seriously doing that, unless you kind of do this, either you are in a you work here, you're studying here, which means it's a guaranteed stay for a while. Then you're going to win, and that is one thing that people from the mainland should have to know. You'll never come here in a day, or you'll never come to Mombasa in a few days or a week or even a month and just find a woman, unless for those who belong to the bar, and those who belongs to other regions, and dating takes a while. So unless you're coming for the hookups and for those who are meant for that. But now if you're really looking for a good lover, and or maybe someone you're considering to marry in future, then one thing they have to keep in mind, that you have to make sure that you have a bit of stay at this region. And now, if that one is done, you come to stay. Then the next thing you have to put in consideration is that, where are you going to find the same ladies? Take these as an example. Like, you're not a student, you're not going to meet them in school, in colleges. Now, where are you going to meet this like this? Now, I understand that in the mainland, Monday to Friday, all this time we always go to work, and unless in weekend, that's when you can go like walking, you can go sightseeing. In Naivasha, people go in weekends just for passing our time and for events in Naivasha, and some people go central to have their own things in the Mount Kenya regions and the other. But now in Mombasa or the coastal region, people spend their weekends at the beach and at this other seafront just to while away time. And surprisingly, is that during weekends, those beaches are always full of people from either the up region, that the mainland, and the same people from the coastal region. The coastal region people are always the biggest number. So that is, oh, those are the places you can meet these people in abundance. Yes, and without choosing which tribe, just a lot for as long as they come from the coast. And then another thing that some people or some ladies from this region, some of them may not even take have a good time to go to the beach, and I may bet you that right that when you walk around, there are some very dignified ladies who even take a while to go to the beach and they're still there. And where you can find them, maybe in churches and in churches and in events such as wedding. That's when you can find them so much. So the events like church and then weddings, you can find them so much. And talking about wedding, we have got traditional weddings here at the coast, of which it is involved, or it kind of entails about they have a name where Bango is the name of this event, of the name of the event that takes time, because they have to play kind of at night. They have night session, they have a day session. All these they call them Bango. So if you have a friend, especially male friend, who can take you around the Bango, organized Bango that are available at night. So most of traditional ladies here go to bangos at night, and that's where they meet their boyfriends. That's where they kind of meet their suitors. They do that. They never go. A lot of them never go to bar. A lot of them never go to the drinking joints, but they go to bangos so much. And then I think the first place for you to consider is the seafronts or the beaches, and then the second one is going to events, I mean, wedding events, and traditional wedding events here consist of bango. So they go to bango at night and they play around, then there you can spot one of them. And uh, others, it's just about mm, no, people here, okay, like most of the youths here don't go to kind of bash, or they have birthday bash. That is, they don't. In Nairobi and other regions, the bash is so much, but in Mombasa rarely is, apart from the few who organizes bashes. But now I think the main thing that brings you, or that has hooked you up to the ladies of the coastal regions, is the culture. And for you to find a good cultured lady is going to those community and attending what they always perceive as their cultural functions, like bango, that will give you a plus. Now, uh, uh, after that, we now dig deep. As this, I'm going to give my preferences. Now, for those who want other communities in the Mijikenda region, and remember now we have to go regional. In the Mijikenda region, Kilifi County, Kilifi County takes a huge chunk of population of the Mijikenda. So some of them could be working in Mombasa, but their homeland is in Kilifi. Actually, they come from Kilifi, which means the original homes are in Kilifi. And then a very few section can go are from other counties, neighboring county like Kwale County, and then Taita Taveta County. Those are the coastal region counties that are going to find ladies here. And then, no, as a man, and what I've heard from men from the mainland, what they perceive for in ladies of the coastal region, because they are beautiful, and some of them are. I will just openly say that you guys are racist. Men, you are racist because they come here because of these ladies are light skinned. light skin. And then they have good cultures and can make good wife. Light skin. Now, for those who go for the light skin ladies, no, and let me give you this small secret. Light skin, big percentage of Taita ladies are light skin. Taita girls are light skin. So you can think about going for them, and they can be highly before okay, they can be found mainly in their region. Either you go to Taita, that's where they come from, and mostly they could be coming from Taita, but a lot of them work here and they have relative in Mombasa. And also another place to find them is in or towns that are near Taita, like Voi. Voi, there are a lot of them in Voi. So these are regions where you can find them. Another community that follows suit in terms of light skinned ladies are one of the tribe of the nine community of the Mijikenda. Digo, the Digo girls, a good number are light skinned because no, apart from no, and considering like Digo girls lives in Sambweni areas of okay, like in the Kwale County, I can say that is the home ground. That's where they come from, the Digo region in Sambweni, and this is Kwale County or Likoni and the region, the upper side. So those are the regions where you can find Digo girls, and they're well mannered. Okay, they're well mannered, so beautiful, and they consist of characters, a bit of Tanzania, and some of them in their speaking. Okay, they have some Tanzanian accent in them and Swahili accent in them. So Uswahilini. So and a good Swahili people come from Sambweni and the rest, see? And that is how they operate. So the rest of the nine Mijikenda community, for those guys who are light skin lovers, you may not find them so much into unless a few numbers, or maybe you are in school or you are in college and then you spot them. And then one of them says like I'm okay, Digos are pale. Very few Digos just are dark skin, but a good number are light skin. And then also good number of Taita girls are light skin. And then, but all them of them hold a proper culture, good culture for you to have a woman, for you to have a wife out of them. You get me? Now, this is among the research that you could be doing upfront before you come now looking for them. This is something that you could be doing initial. Write down the paper, know the region that you're going to do. You know, you're coming to Mombasa maybe for an event, or maybe it's for something that's going to keep you for like a month. This is going to give you a plus, and it's going to give you a reward of having good ladies here. And for you who come from Bara, as they call it. Bara is just the mainland, and then coming here for a few days or 2 days, and wishing to find a woman, will end up having none, or maybe at times if you find one, it could be just someone you could have found the other side, like Kamba girls, like these are so outspoken. Kamba are so outspoken, you can meet them anywhere. And maybe Kikuyu, also Kikuyu who are here, they're so much into business, they're into job. Very few of them loiter around in places of fun, but you'll get campers in those places doing little businesses, or maybe you can hook up with them. But now getting the indigenous ladies from Mombasa, you need to have your mathematics well calculated, and it's not hard to find them. Very easy, for as long as you have patience and proper calculations, then you're gonna meet them. I think I've given you some hints of what you're going to use, uh, so that you may not fall back like my friend, the people I met.